Hey guys, it's Kendra. I'm totally sick here. I'm so stuffed up. I've been sick for like the past week or so, maybe longer. It's been nuts. When you're pregnant, your immune system is way down and it is so hard to fight this cold. I can't even believe it. So today what I'm filming is a get ready with me. It's kind of chit chat, like I could just kind of talk the whole time. But I'm doing makeup that I do on days that I just don't feel that great, but I know that when I put a little bit of makeup on, I feel so much better about myself, and it's just crazy what putting a little bit of makeup can do, because I say this in the video, but I was like, did I even say it in the video? Maybe I forgot to say it. This morning I was just gonna put on like pajamas. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm like actually just in sweats and a sweatshirt, but to me that's like a step up from pajamas. But I was like, you know what, maybe I should just wear pajamas today. I'm still sick. Not gonna be doing much, but I was like, no, I need to change, because just having pajamas on, like you feel like I'm gonna do nothing today. So even though I do have a cold still, I do want to feel like semi-alive and awake so I can get something done. I do want to rest and everything, but I don't know, there's something to be said about like taking a little bit care of yourself. Also, I'm using a new palette, which I'm super excited about, from Cover FX. So this palette is like all you need for your face. You have highlighter, you actually have 3 highlights. One's, they call it a brightener, so it's just like a little bit lighter. Blush, contour, and finishing powder. And there's another shade range as well. I'll show you in the video. But the cool thing about this palette is it's in March's BoxyCharm box, which is just like insane. I just feel like they're upping their game as far as all their products go. Like every month I get seems to be better. And you guys know I love Cover FX products, so I'm always a fan of anything new they release. So I just wanted to show this to you guys. If you aren't subscribed to BoxyCharm yet, I'll have a link down below. And if you want to get this amazing palette, it's so good. Like all of the pigments are crazy and it's just so beautiful. This is gonna be in your box, and you're gonna get other products too. So super good. I will have that down below for you. If you guys don't know what BoxyCharm is, you get a little box of products every month, and they're really good products. They're always things that I'm really excited to use. I'm super picky with all the products that I use now, so I'm not really wanting to take in a ton of things. But I like getting this once a month because it's things that I'm gonna use, and it's like Christmas at your doorstep once a month, so it's super fun. So good job to Cover FX, because this palette is so beautiful. I love the packaging. It's like so sleek and compact, really good for travel. And also good job to BoxyCharm, because having this in your box for March is awesome. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and let's get started. First thing that I want to do is to hydrate my skin a little bit more. So I'm going to set my face with, prime my face, kind of, not even prime. Just give it some hydration, because when you're sick, your skin just feels very dull and like red and splotchy and gross. So I'm using the Tatcha Luminous Skin Mist and just spraying this all over. Like a lot. And I use this to also set my makeup, but I've been liking it to just kind of give my skin some feel-good things before I do my makeup. Gotta load up. And the next thing I want to do is to add a primer. Now, I'm not adding a primer to make my makeup last. It's again to help make my skin look dewy and fresh and just like awake and alive, which it doesn't at all right now. So I'm using the Cover FX Dewy Skin Primer. This is actually new. They just released a bunch of their primers, and if you guys saw, I talked about, this one just is like clear and kind of looks like almost like a serum. I'm just gonna apply this with my fingers all over. But I talked about the Water Cloud Primer on like their socials. So that was really fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of that, and while that sets into my skin, I'm gonna put something on my lips, because my lips are really dry when I'm sick. They're also just dry when I'm pregnant in general. So I was searching high and low for something to help my lips. Like I didn't want a chapstick, I wanted something that was extra like thick. So this is the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask, and I used to have this in a tinted one. I don't know what color it was. And I forgot about it. Like, I had used it up and I forgot about it, but it's gluten-free. I'm always looking for gluten-free lip balms. It's just this really nice, super rich balm. So I'm gonna put that all over my lips. And also, I keep this in my purse, and it kind of acts as like a gloss too, because it gives your lips like a sheen. I'm skipping foundation and instead using a CC cream. What I've been doing is using this just because it gives me a light amount of coverage, but it makes my skin look fresh and kind of glowy. It feels really lightweight. Like when you're sick, the last thing you want is to feel like you have a ton of makeup on. But then what I've been doing to get some extra coverage is using a little bit more concealer than I typically would. So I've been using the CoverFX Power Play Concealer. This, I like to do, like even when I'm not sick. Oh my God, what is in my eye? It's like a black crusty. That's lovely. I like to do this on days when I don't want a ton of makeup on, because again, it just makes me look fresh and it feels nice and it gives me a slight tint. I have been feeling so pale this pregnancy. Like, yes, it is winter, but also I don't use all of my like tanning stuff when I'm pregnant. I just don't like putting that all over my skin. So before I got pregnant, I was like legit using tanner once a week, and I felt like I was always tan, and now I am like white as a ghost, and you know, and you just feel like, ugh, crummy. That'll make my skin a little bit red since I use my fingers to blend it in, but I like using my fingers because it really makes it look natural. So then with this concealer, I'm going to go under my eyes, just like a touch there, and I'll use that to go on my lids too. A little bit around my nose. I don't like to put a ton of makeup around my nose when I'm sick because I'm going to be blowing my nose, so it's like you're just taking the makeup off. A little around my chin, my forehead. Let's just go all the way around and then just blend that out with a brush. So I'm using this one. This is by Luxie. They have really nice soft brushes. So I'm just going to take this and blend everything in circular motions till all looks even. So now that I am just like more even and my skin looks a little bit more like cohesive in color, now I'm gonna start like bringing it to life with bronzer and blush and a little bit of highlight. And I actually have not been using highlight for a really long time, but lately I have been, because it's something about being pregnant. I always feel like not myself, and like I need extra makeup or something, because I don't know, maybe it's because I'm gaining weight in my face, so I feel like I need to like wear more bronzer and just, do you guys know what I mean? Okay, but before I add some color, I do want to add a little bit of powder to set. Not a ton, because I want to keep like that dewiness going. So just a little bit under my eyes, just so it doesn't slide around like that concealer there. Tiny, tiny bit around here, just kind of like, so again, nothing just kind of slides around. And then just a little bit in between my eyebrows. Oh, and on my lids too. So now that we have that, I'm going to go in with my CoverFX palette. So I have the light medium to show you. That's what I'm going to use today because it's way better for my complexion. Again, because I'm super, super pale right now. But here you get, this is called the Brightener, which is like a beautiful highlight. Like, I mean, I'll use that on my cheekbones, but it's so, so pretty. This is the finishing powder. It has a little bit of like glitter, shimmery reflex in there. I should have kind of used that. Maybe I'll use that to kind of dust my face with. You have this beautiful corally blush, which is like a great color to make you look a little bit more awake. You have two highlights, kind of like a rose gold, and then this one's a little bit more of like a bronzy gold, and then you have a contour. And then let me show you the other, if you guys have more of a dark complexion. This is medium to deep, and it's so pretty. So here's that one. So again, same things, just different tones. You get a little bit darker highlights, darker brightener right there. And then you have like a darker, look at that. Is that so pretty? Like I could use that as an eyeshadow. So what I'm gonna do first is go in with some bronzer to bring some color back into my face. So I'm using this contour shade, and it's matte, which I always use when, honestly, I think all of my bronzers at the moment are all matte. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this kind of all the way around my face to give it a little bit of shape too. And this brush I'm using is from Pure, and I really like it. It's a blush brush, I think. Yeah, but I like it for bronzer. And there's something about like putting on a little bit of makeup that makes you just feel like, makes you feel a little bit better. It was funny this morning, I was like, every day I keep thinking, okay, this cold is gonna be gone. Especially like today, Monday. Okay, another thing, when I'm pregnant, I always bring a lot of bronzer to my chin because double chin comes out when I'm preggo. But by today, I totally thought I'd be better, and it's like I'm still so stuffy. It is just nuts. Like I can't remember the last time I had a cold, to be honest. Like the second I feel a cold coming on, I take some vitamin C, and I'll take like extra vitamins, and I'm fine. Like I don't ever, never really last, but it is a different story when you're pregnant. While I'm on my bronzer, I'm gonna take a just fluffy brush and use this in my crease, just since we're using the same product, make your life easier. And what I like to do is just, I honestly have been using bronzer as an eyeshadow for like my whole life. I like it because it matches the rest of your face. So I put it in my crease, and then I just work that back and forth, and that's all I use a lot of days. And it's great too if you're traveling, because you don't have to bring a bunch of eyeshadow. And another thing you can do is just use like your finishing powder as an eyeshadow if you just like want a skin tone color, and you can use your highlighter. Like you could just use this as your eyeshadow. You can use a little bit of blush. Like I don't feel like you have to use something designed just for eyeshadow technically. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. We went to Andrew's parents' house this weekend because it was his brother's birthday, and we were like celebrating his birthday. And it was the first time I had to like put makeup on since having this nasty cold. And it was like, oh yeah, makeup, I forgot about you. But it was nice, I will say. I felt like, wow, what else should we do today since I have makeup on? Okay, and then I do want to just take a little bit of that underneath my eyes. I'm just gonna look up because my mirror is kind of low. But I always like to bring a little bit underneath. I'm not gonna do any eyeliner, so this kind of just adds a little bit of something underneath. I like to do highlighter and then do blush. I feel like if you do highlighter first, it kind of really melds into your skin and like looks more natural. So I'm gonna take just like a little angled brush here, and I'm gonna mix the brightener shade, which is like this brighter like pearl color, with I'll do kind of like that rosy shade too. I might do that one more on my cheeks. Let's just do like the brighter shade on my nose. Just really make sure that's blended. And then I'll go a little bit of that, a little bit of this guy. It's pretty pigmented. And then just kind of work that into my cheeks. Always start with less product because you can't take away. You can always add. So I'm just gonna kind of like tap into both and just kind of build upon it. Ooh, there. Now I can really see it because the light is darker on this side. It's really pretty. I feel like this is pretty for spring. I love like a rosy shimmer. Okay, so that just gives you, look at that glow, whoa. And then I'm going to take a blush brush and I'm going to do a little bit of this blush. It's super, super pigmented. So like, you don't need much at all. And I'm just going to put that on the apples of my cheeks. Yep, that's all you need. And then again, I'm going to take that brush that I use for my concealer, which is like shedding like crazy right now, and just press all of that in. I always use like either my foundation brush, my concealer brush to press like my bronzer, my blush, or my highlight in. And it just kind of brings everything into your skin and like makes it look very natural and dewy and fresh. I do want to fix my eyebrows a little bit, and I'm using the Butter London. This is like their little clutch palette, and I just use this dark brown shade. So I'm just gonna fill these in, make them look a little bit fuller. Last up, I'm going in with mascara. This is Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I don't love this mascara, to be honest. It's kind of clumpy. I feel like I like the L'Oreal one better. It's kind of like the dupe for this one. I find that it's, I don't know, like a little softer, and you can build it more. This one just seems like too thick, and I feel like everybody loves this so much. I don't really understand. I think I liked it more when I first opened it. Like, you know, when you use a mascara, I feel like the life of it is like so different like every week. When I first started using it, I really liked it, and now it seems that I don't. So if you guys are looking for a new mascara, my top two are the IT Cosmetics Superhero and then the Benefit Roller Lash. Those are like by far my favorite mascaras. I have a question for you guys. When does tea expire? Because I have not drinking tea in so long. I grabbed my tea stash out of the pantry. Not pantry, we don't even have a pantry. Out of the cupboard. And I don't know if it's because I'm so sick and stuffed up that I can't taste it, but it doesn't taste like anything. So I'm wondering if it's expired. Like, how often do you guys buy tea? I always feel like I have so many different types of tea, like so many different types of flavors, that it's hard for me to finish it. So maybe I need to like just buy like 3 different types and just drink them, you know? I feel like YouTube now is going through like this huge shift, especially if you guys follow people who I follow. Everybody's decluttering. Everybody's trying to get rid of their stuff. I think it kind of was like kickstarted by the Marie Kondo documentary on Netflix. I read that book a long time ago, like 3 years ago. So I've always kind of kept like bits of it with me and like always kind of applied those to my life. I just feel like everybody all of a sudden is decluttering, which I love, but it's just funny because like YouTube used to be so different, and everybody had like, you know, it was always like collection videos, and you have all these limited edition eyeshadows and palettes. Like, it was just so much. And I definitely feel like it's shifting to a more minimalism type of lifestyle. People are like realizing that like all that stuff does not make you happy. I feel like it does the opposite, actually. Like, it makes you stressed. And for me, especially after having kids, like I don't want a lot of stuff around me. I also realize that like the more stuff you have, the more you're cleaning, the more messes you have, the more laundry you have. I'm kind of always decluttering, and then I'm thinking like, maybe I should be filming this. But when you get that motivation and that like drive to declutter, you kind of just have to do it and attack it right away, or else you might like lose it. The one thing that is bad about decluttering when you're pregnant is when you're pregnant, you can't really wear like many of the things that you already have. So it feels like, okay, well, I can't wear that, so I don't need it. But you will need it like once you're not pregnant, once you are back in shape. So I always have to remind myself, like, even though this doesn't fit you now, you can wear it, you know, down the road. But anyways, this is the finished look of just kind of making yourself feel alive and feel a little bit better, and just kind of like, I don't know, when you put a little bit of makeup on, it can really like change your mood a lot. So hopefully my nose will continue draining today. I'm gonna keep staying very hydrated, and hopefully like in the next 2 days I'm gonna be better. Good grief. And if you guys do want to try this out, I just think it's so crazy. This is gonna be in the BoxyCharm box for March. It's just so awesome. So I will have a link down below and you can sign up, and they're just really stepping up their game with all their products. Like, they're really, really good right now. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. I will talk to you very soon. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you very soon.